Hey everyone, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Although I am a licensed clinician, I'm also just a person. I love to be able to be in my real life and speak from that point. And that's where this podcast is coming from. So enjoy.
Searching for truth, looking for answers. There must be a way to another day.
Hey,
Hello everyone, this is Aaliyah.
and Joe.
Welcome to Convenient Truth. The truth is I am irritated. That's the truth.
I was gonna say,
That's my
What?
truth.
what's going on?
Just like irritating, just like, like you get like a tired, crabby toddler that's just like complaining every single like 5 seconds. And then you go to the grocery store and there's like, it just so happens to be effing crowded. And it's like nobody wants to move like out of your way. So now I'm like trying to hold her. She's like, my legs hurt. And I'm like, just come on.
Hold on.
Like-
I want to understand what your plan was when you woke up this morning, and then until now. Like, what is the logical plan in your head
Oh, my plan
before
was,
anything happened?
Yeah,
What was-
my plan was I was gonna wake up, go to run some errands, and I was gonna do it without Soul, but then she wanted to come with me. So then that's what made everything even more. Because when I have to go to like 5 different places, that's when she gets like, oh, my legs are hurting, and then it's so crowded, and then this and that. And now I don't like crowds to begin with, so I'm already irritated because it's crowd. I'm trying to move out of my way. I don't understand why everyone's taking so long to just like walk, move. And then I got her who's like, ah, and I'm just like, and then I get home, and you're like, babe, what is the podcast? And I'm like, I'm making her lunch, sorry, because she's crabby and hungry. I'm also baking cookies. I'm doing 10,000 things literally at once right now. And then I have to come on and do this podcast, which is like moderately irritating because all I want to do right now is like nothing.
All right. So I heard the plan. The plan seems like it was like none of it was necessary. You're making cookies right now.
Well, the plan was
Like-
necessary because I'm leaving. I'm leaving on Wednesday, so I had to go and get like last minute stuff. Like,
I think this is the source of everything. I think.
well, because I'm leaving.
You're
I have
stressed out
I
about
have things to
leaving.
do. I have a lot of things to cram in only 2 days, 3 days. And so that's my thing. I'm going there for 9 days. I'm trying to basically pack everything that I need for 9 days in a carry-on, and I'm gonna do it. But like I was like, okay, well, I can't bring any of my boots or any of my shoes because they're too big, and too clunky. I'm gonna wear my Doc Martens there, but then I went and bought another pair of shoes so that they could be smaller. But it's just like all this, like it's just like a lot of just stuff. That's it. It's just a lot of stuff, And so here I am. Showing up.
Let's talk about real quickly why you hate this podcast so much.
I don't hate this podcast.
Why you hate doing it so much.
Because it's just like, I'm sure people.
First off, let me remind people
who-
that you are like consistently late for everything for the most part.
Yeah.
Right? So that is part of it too, because we try to actually schedule this at a certain time on certain days, and like I think that stresses you out because there's no flexibility of like, oh, because you want to be late. I mean, we're about 45 minutes, almost an hour late right now for doing this podcast.
Right.
And because why? Because you're making fucking cookies. Why do you make it cookies? You got so much shit to do and you're like, let me jam in some cookies.
Because I told Sol earlier that I'd make her cookie. We couldn't get this cookie. Okay, this was the whole thing about the cookies.
Well, she shouldn't be eating cookies in the first place.
We
She already
go to
had
the
a gluten-free
store.
cookie earlier this week, she told me.
We go to the store. She wanted one of those gluten-free cookie things, right? The protein bars. They didn't have any that were gluten-free. So I was like, you can't have this. It's not gluten-free. And she's like, I just want this cookie. And I'm like, you can't have it. I just bought a box of cookies. I'll make cookies when we get home. And she was like, oh, Tay. And so I'm like, well, now I made that promise. So now I know I have to make it when I get home. Otherwise, it's going to be like, Come to find out, the cookies, I guess I didn't make them right. And they're just like not even, this whole day is just like complete.
Well, I think you had this plan, and this is what it is, because I know you. Initially in this morning, you were fine. You had this plan in your head. You're going to go get this, that, go to this store and that. But then she injected herself into it. And then you allowed her
She didn't
to
really
take over the day.
She didn't really inject. Like, it was like, because I feel bad just leaving the house, like, without her. Because I'm like, she's in the house. So, of course, I asked her. I was like, do you want to come with me or do you want to stay here? I was hoping that she would just say stay here because she was playing with the dinosaur, having the time of her life. But she was like, no, I want to go. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I had to like mentally prepare myself for that. But it's never, you can never mentally prepare yourself for that because it's always something, you know, like I know that I'm going to have to buy some things. That happened. You know, I bought her this like Spider-Man watch, which actually is pretty cool, that thing.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't even know why you bought that.
It's actually pretty cool. You see, it like actually lights up all these different, it's pretty cool. So
Spider-Man. She goes to Montessori school, by the way. You know?
Oh my God.
Illegal. Spider-Man.
So,
Okay.
which by the way, the parents that I spoke to yesterday at this birthday party also do not instill the whole actual Montessori thing at home. What they do is, one of the dads I spoke to actually said, he was like, we're not those people who like, whose like kids like dress up in like all these Disney characters. He's like, we don't really take it that far. Like they don't really watch. We try and limit TV and phones and all that stuff. But I mean, you know, like they know what they are, and you know, like they know like what, we're not like crazy about it. And I'm like, okay, cool. That's kind of like what I was thinking about. Balance.
Well, I'm aware that you can't like completely shut them off from it because they're going to see it or experience it at some point when they're like with their friends. But like, I don't know. I don't like purposefully restrict it. I just don't have it in the house, and I don't listen to music, and I don't watch the movies. It's just we do other things instead, you know? That's what I try to do.
Yeah.
You purposefully will like go out of your way to go buy a Spider-Man watch instead
That wasn't purposeful though.
You could have bought you're at the store. You can literally buy anything else.
First of all, one, we were at DSW. And two, it's not like there's actually lots of stuff there. She just saw this like Spider-Man watch on the aisle. And
you know, you can say no,
here.
right?
I mean, I was like, here, just I know she likes watches. It's a big deal. I don't see anything wrong with that. Spider-Man watch. The worst mom of the year. I purchased my daughter a Spider-Man watch.
And it always comes back to you. And where does this come back to? Your mother of making
Well, no,
people feel bad about
I was actually being sarcastic about that because that's like, I was being dramatic. But it's true, though. Chastise me for buying a Spider-Man watch.
Well, which goes to show that you don't understand, even though I've explained it multiple times. Plus, you've heard it from Lynn at the school, and you've read the Montessori guidelines that they provided for us before we even put her in the school.
Yeah.
And
there's lots of
I know
guidelines
that you
to
haven't
schools and
read
lots
the
of
Montessori
things.
book that I've read that I bought for you.
Listen,
so then,
I'm
of
not-
course you're going to not care about it and not understand the details of it.
I am not. First of all, again, I don't throw myself into something and then go like get like so like I like I try and live as much as I can in a balanced place.
This whole balance thing, it's like you've been using it a lot, but in
No,
certain
I
things,
like it.
I mean, like we literally just went out the other night because we came to some agreement that there are fundamental, foundational things that we want to install in her.
Right.
Those things,
Spider-Man?
there is no balance to those things, right? You're either doing it or you're not doing it.
But none of those things have to do with the fact that I got her a Spider-Man watch. I think that it's like
They don't, but it's a more principle, like we might as well just send her to regular school. Why are we
No,
spending
it's
so much
different.
money?
We're
Like,
spending
what's the
so
purpose?
much money because one, I don't think that she would actually be able to learn well in a regular school setting. I don't like how many kids they have in a class. I don't like how big it is. I don't like just the whole education system. Montessori has a whole different education system in terms of them learning, and they cater to all of the kids' actual learning needs, and that I like. I don't like, so that's really, to be honest, why I think it's great for Soul, because I don't think that she would, I don't think I was never good in like big classrooms and big settings with lots of kids. I needed this, why also I went to boarding school. In my boarding school, I only had like 5 people in one class, that was amazing. It was great. I succeeded that way, and Soul is the same way.
So you've chosen to pick and choose the things of Montessori that you do like and don't like, and you will cater to the ones that you like.
Right. The thing about this, though, is that our kid also doesn't watch like TV and doesn't really know about like a lot of the other kids out there or things out there and all these characters and stuff like that. She has no idea. She only knows Elsa. Seriously, actually, this is where
From
you
Ice
took it.
Cream.
Actually, but wait, the only reason why she knows Elsa is because of Disney on Ice. Because I thought Disney on Ice was actually really cool and fun, and she loved it. That's the only reason why she knows Elsa, and then she knows the songs. So she actually takes Elsa and she connects Elsa to Disney on Ice and the songs. Then you went and you got her this fucking Elsa doll, which I would never even go that far because I know that
Well, at
that's
that
not really a thing.
Hold on.
So then here you go.
all right, I'll
and
explain.
then what you do is then you say, oh, I'm just fitting in here. This is what I'm just trying to, just do what you're doing. And I'm like, see, but I'm not doing that. I'm not buying her dolls of, from Encanto or like any other Disney show. Well, the only doll she has like that is Mickey Mouse.
This is how my mind thinks, right? You've already exposed her that. There's not like, you can't expose a kid to some Disney cartoon and then like try to erase that.
She's
out of
never
their
seen
mind,
the
right?
cartoon. She's never even seen the movie.
Okay. Well, whatever. You can't, she's been exposed to it. I mean,
She's-
how does she know the Elsa's name?
She
like,
saw because I know Elsa's name, and because so when she says, "Mama, look at the princess," I'm like, "Yeah, that's Elsa. That's Anna. That's Olaf. That's." I mean, I've watched all these movies.
all right. So she's already been exposed to that, right? So we went to the store and she's like, Elsa. And I was like, I mean, whatever. It's a
You
doll.
could have said no.
I could have, right? But we specifically went to I took her out to the store to go get something. Like, that's why
Right.
we went.
Okay, and you
Right.
could have still said no to Elsa the doll,
I could have. There was limited supply at CVS, right?
just like there was limited supply at DSW, which is a shoe store. But go ahead.
But you went with the intention of knowing you were going to have to buy her something.
No, I
right?
did not. I went with the intention of buying myself some fucking boots for London. That's why I
Okay.
went.
My whole point is now she wasn't exposed to Spider-Man, but now she is. She didn't ask for, oh, I want the Spider-Man watch. She was just like, I want that watch or whatever.
Yeah, she still has no idea who the hell Spider-Man is. It's just a name.
Right.
She has no association to who he is. She has no idea. For all she knows is that his name is Spider-Man and he's this person who's not even real, because I told her that.
Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. Do you want me to just continue being strict like or do you, it's like you want me to be this balanced person, so then I go ahead and be this balanced person. The problem is with me being balanced is that means I do things that you do all the time that you love doing.
No, but
right?
you-
And then
but
when
I
you
have
see me doing it, you're like, you're just doing the same
No.
shit I'm doing. I'm like, no, I'm being balanced.
But this is the thing. Because you don't know how to be balanced, because you're so all or nothing, black or white, what you do is you actually think you're being balanced, but even by you thinking you're being balanced, you're still actually going to the extreme with the balance. Like, it's like there's no like.
Well, I'm
like,
extreme on the other side, so that
you're
is the
extreme in
balance,
everything
right?
that you do. That's
Well,
like,
that's what I'm
there's
saying.
No, there is no balance.
So if
for
my
you.
life is extreme on this side, right, and you want me to balance, that means I have to do something extreme on the other side to balance it.
But I never will buy her a like Disney character.
Right.
for-
And you know why you won't?
doll
Because
from a
you
movie.
always you spend a lot of
That's
time
my
on
line.
Disney and showing her music from Disney and going to Disney on Ice and all this Disney stuff, books and stuff like that, right? So like if you were to do it, that wouldn't be balanced. That would be more of what you're doing.
Yeah, but I don't want to make it more.
Right.
Which is why I
Which is the
stay with
reason
what
why
it
you
is,
don't.
which is balance.
So your balance would be saying no, not doing the thing that you want to go do that's fun for you nostalgically or whatever with Disney and shit like that. That's your balance. My balance, because I am not ever doing any of that shit, is actually doing it. That's where I'm thinking. That's where I'm coming from with
I
it.
don't understand what you're saying, so
You don't understand what I'm saying?
no.
I didn't grow up with Disney shit. I don't do any of that shit. Haven't done it in my life ever, right? I don't do it with Soul. I don't do any of that shit. So if you want me to be balanced, that means every once in a while, maybe I'll do a Disney on Ice. Get her, buy her an Elsa. You, on the other hand, are all about Disney nostalgically. You grew up with that. That was all your shit. You watched all the fucking movies, right?
Yeah, but I'm not all.
Then when you try to share some of that stuff, whether it's just the music or whatever with Soul, right? On a fairly regular basis in the car, you guys are listening to that type of shit.
Yeah.
So your balance would be to not do that. Right? Like if you're doing that all the time and you're trying to strike a balance with it, you're trying to actually not do it as much.
No, so the balance that I have in my head from what you're...
How do you not understand what I'm saying?
No, I do hear what you're saying, but that's not where I would go with it in my mind. Like, my balance for Soul is... So, I don't want her to watch TV, because I really don't like TV. We don't have TV, okay? So, I don't want her to do that. However, do I think that every once in a while with the Barbie show that she likes on Netflix that we pull up is literally once every, like, I don't know, few weeks or so, literally.
Well, this is the problem. The once in a while,
No, but
in quotes,
I'm telling you, it's once every few weeks. She does not watch Barbie a lot at all in any way, shape, or form because I don't like that. Like you
But how does she know Barbie? That's my whole question.
Well, you said that you didn't want her watching a talking train. So I had to find something that was like kid friendly that she'd like that wasn't an animal talking. I figured a Barbie's a
so
fucking
many other options.
person.
I've showed her like she watches National Geographic stuff. She loves that stuff.
She will not sit there the whole time and watch. When
What's
it's a
the-
rainy
what's the
day,
whole time?
when it's a rainy, snowy day, let's say, and there's nothing to do and she's in the house all day.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm talking about. And I need her.
I've seen her
focused-
watching Barbie when it was a nice day out. I don't know what you're talking about.
No way.
100%. 100%.
Oh, what do you like? You've never said 100%. Now you're like this movie that we watched.
100%. Huh?
You like the movie now.
100%. Well, we got to get into that movie, by the way. That's what we really wanted to talk about. We were going off on a
100%.
fucking side thing on this whole thing. But have you gotten it out? Do you feel better now? Are you
Yeah, I
all
do,
vented?
actually. Everyone just caught.
You happy to be
this
here
this
now?
was actually a real like argument that people actually caught.
Yeah.
This is the most of our.
Yeah. Well, I specifically didn't say anything. Went up there. I was like, okay, I guess we'll talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
But anyways, so okay, glad you're back with us now. And yeah, what was the name of that movie?
I don't remember.
One something, I think. What? It's the movie with Jonah Hill and Eddie Murphy.
Oh, that's where that's not
That's
where 100%'s from.
That's not the 100% is
the
from
movie
that.
with when the journalist. He goes to,
I can't talk about that movie.
Right, but like you're literally the him. He was saying 100%. It was like a joke of the movie. He
Yeah.
kept saying 100%. The first
Vengeance.
opening scene of that movie is him and what's his face? Because he was him and John Mayer.
Yeah.
John Mayer.
He's a very good actor, actually.
He's actually a great actor. John Mayer hanging out in the opening scene at this bar, having conversations about just dating and chicks and life and stuff like that. And then every other word is 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%.
All right, we're not talking about that movie. We're going to talk about the other movie with
You
Jonah
People.
Hill. You People, right. Which we thought it was going to be a great movie. And, I mean, it wasn't a bad movie.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
It kind of lingered on a little bit. But what I really want to talk about is the I don't know, what would you call it? Cultural injection. Like, I think it's almost I wouldn't say false cultural injection, but
I don't think it's false.
It's not false, but it's like it's not as prominent generally.
You don't even know that. all you know is the culture that you've been in and then but like other people, I feel like there are many people in this world who watch that movie who could be like, fuck yeah, that is so like us or so my family or so what's happening. And so I mean, it's a huge world.
Once again, I didn't say false, and I didn't want to say that it doesn't happen, but I'm just saying in general, like, yeah, you're right. All right, from my experiences or whatever, but you know, you are Puerto Rican and I am half Korean and you're a dark Puerto Rican, and there's potential for that movie to have happened in our life,
Yeah,
but
the
it
only
didn't.
reason why it didn't happen
Why?
was because our families, like my family is very liberal. Here goes that word liberal, very open, very this, very that. Like they have no, you know, like they weren't born in a different country.
Let's
They
just-
don't have
hold
different
on.
like.
Let's describe the movie first. So it's Jonah Hill. He's this obviously white dude that has
Who I love, by the way. Actually, do want to say Jonah Hill. I love him.
It's like
And he's
all right,
great
I'm
in every
glad you're
movie.
saying that. So when he sees this, he'll be excited and he'll be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe she said that. She loves me." Okay. So retard. So you had to inject that. Okay. I like you say that, and I'm like saying something, and you're like, hold on. What's going on in your brain? You're like, I have to say this while he's talking.
Because I had the thought that if I was single, I totally would have dated a Jonah Hill.
Oh
He
my
is
god,
so
his arms are too skinny. Anyways, so he's got this fully Jewish family, you know, all that stuff. He's not super into it, but his family is very into it. The girl that he sees, she's
Lauren
a
London.
black woman who's got Eddie Murphy as her father, and
Yeah.
like super
And
like.
Nia Long as mom. Yeah.
Well, how would you describe them? Like,
I mean, Eddie
like
Murphy's
yeah.
Kofi or whatever it's called.
Literally-
It came from Louis Farrakhan. So
like
I mean,
from
like,
Africa, not from Africa, but like that mentality, like Malcolm X type of mentality family. You know, very strict, black, all about black. You know,
this is it.
and I can obviously that happens, and I'm sure this is like a almost like a Cinderella story. Like it's very rare that those two communities would get together. I'm sure, for sure, there's a Jewish
So I'm
man
sure
and
it
a
has
black woman
happened.
somewhere
I'm sure
in the world.
it's happened.
It's very rare,
Right.
though, I would
Well,
assume.
I'm sure it's happened, but I'm sure that they probably went through very similar things that.
Right.
You know?
And how many people on earth can really relate to that situation? Those people. However many of those people there are.
Interesting enough
Frickin'
too is that
20?
but we met a friend, our friend's friend. She's Indian and her husband's white, and they went through that. Remember, she was telling the story.
Indian's a tough one, yeah.
That's
Yeah, 'cause they're
she
very
went through
strict
that.
on
Like they were very strict, and
Yeah.
she went through a lot of stuff. They said,
yeah, you
having
almost have to like disown your family for
Yeah.
that type of shit. But no, yes, it happens. But I think for the majority of the world, and well, I wouldn't even say for the world. I
Don't
guess.
say the majority
For
of the world, and then you make it seem like it's
America,
like-
maybe. The relating to that movie.
You couldn't relate to it.
Well, hold on. This isn't really what I wanted to talk about anyways. I want to talk about the injection of this cultural thought. So what I got out of that movie is it from the producers and the directors is that they are trying to inject these ideas into people's minds. What I'm saying, if I'm correct, and most people couldn't directly relate to that movie and all the details that are involved with the two families and the cultures and shit, right? What the movie's doing is injecting it in people that have no idea. So they just, by watching the movie, they're like, oh, that's how it's like. That's how it is. Oh, blah, blah, blah. But maybe it's not really like that, you know? And it also, if we're as a society and culture trying to like uplift and like bring cultures together, that on the outside the movie seems as though on the outside it seems as though that movie is trying to do that, but when you pay attention to the details, it's actually, I feel like it's more divisive than bringing together, because they're highlighting all like the negative aspects of each culture and what they don't like about it. And remember, we were watching it, and there's like moments like, why is she acting like that? Normal people wouldn't just be like, ooh, like, and not say anything. I can't. We gotta think of it like an example. But you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking. Like his mom, Jonah Hill's mom, which is Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I think is how you pronounce it.
From
Seinfeld,
yeah.
who I love.
Mm-hmm.
But like, she was trying. I think she was just trying to be relatable in some way, or be like, like understand her and whatever.
She wasn't purposefully trying to be racist. She just was unaware of the culture.
She's just ignorant. But so Lauren London's facial expressions in those moments when she would say something, she was just like looking very like
fuck you, stop being racist towards me.
Right.
But it was, you could tell.
But again, though, I know people that would actually take offense to something like that. I actually do. Like, I really do. Whereas me, would that be offensive to me? No. I would probably just be like, girl, you don't even know, or let me just tell you how it is.
Right. And if the movie was like that, I think that would have actually brought it more.
But it's not always like that, though. The world's not always like that, though.
Listen. Fine. We're talking about the fucking movie.
Yeah, I know, but the world is not always like that.
I know the world's not like that.
And at the end of the day, how it came together was love. It came together with love and unity, and families came together, and it was all good and go.
It was just
I think they were just showing you like the reality of what it is like. If there are certain cultures that are very like, you can marry, we only really want you to marry within, Mm-hmm. I think that Jewish culture, I'm not Jewish, but I mean, I hear from my friends and hear from just people who I speak to that's one of them, I know also Italian Sicilian culture. Like I grew up in a very Italian Sicilian neighborhood, hooked up with a lot of Italian Sicilians. Could they ever bring me home?
No.
I mean, I dated, like legitimately dated, and never went to their house, never met their family. And I think that there's a reason for that.
So would you agree that is the cultural problem then? Like, why can't they bring you home? Because of their culture has been restricted. Well, they feel as though they can't because of either their parents or how their parents are going to react. So if as a society currently, as anybody in their 20s to like 30s, 40s, 50s that are trying to evolve
turn
culture.
It around, and you would have liked to see the movie be done that way, in a sense of just kind of like, okay, yeah, we're different cultures, but we're here and we're open and we're kind of
really
willing to
understand.
Learn and
all right,
because then you feel like that's injected instead. But honestly, I think how Kenya Barris, who's the guy who did the movie, I think how he did it was actually a pretty it still was a real.
Yes, it's a potentially real scenario.
It's still a real scenario.
Potentially real, yes.
It's not potentially real, it's real. What are you talking about?
But the odds of that happening over the way that we're thinking, I think the way that we're thinking would happen way more times than that way.
I don't know. You like to speak in terms of
it's all big
it's
numbers. Opinion. Listen, it's called the fucking convenient truth. It's my truth.
I'm like, I don't know, because I can't speak for the whole world. I don't know.
I don't speak for the fucking world. I can only speak
from my experience and my life and from what I've heard. And not even from what I've heard people say, just from my experience. But I'm pretty sure that there were many people watching that movie who were like, yeah, that was my family.
Yeah, and that's how my family still is. And I can't think anything differently now. It's not like injecting an alternative way of thinking. It's injecting the same way that people have been thinking, and all these. It's keeping the division. First
of all, I want to be clear. A movie is not going to change the fucking minds, especially culturally.
Lots of minds,
especially culturally, of from different generation. Our generation's one thing, but our parents' generation.
Who gives a fuck? This is the whole point. My whole point is the evolution of human beings in general should be accentuated on a regular basis through all of culture, movies, music, fucking anything. If we're ever going to get out of this divisive mentality that maybe our parents and our parents' parents created, right? Or their cultures or whatever, I think we all need to be moving into a culture that we are creating, and our kids and our kids' kids are creating. So I feel a responsibility at this point in my life to create or at least lay the groundwork or at least just live the life of like what I feel could potentially change culture down the road. I'm not saying I'm going to change all of fucking culture, but maybe a couple people in my life, and then those people might impact a few people in their lives, and this might take 100 fucking years, but who gives a fuck? I did my best, right? I don't think a lot of people are doing their best. I think a lot of people are just, this is how it is. This is how it's always been. So this is how people are going to relate, and this is what people think that they know, and maybe they don't know, but we're going to tell them that this is how it's going to be, and then it just continues the fuck on. That movie could have been just as good, maybe even better, if when the mom was like, you know, kind of acting ignorant, and then the woman, instead of being like giving her a face of like, oh, I can't believe you said that, you're fucking racist. She could have been like, haha, well, I mean, what do you really mean by that? And had the conversation and let her explain that she was uncomfortable, sorry.
So
like,
it's a movie, right? And you know that they have to make movies a certain
fine,
way.
whatever.
Just for entertainment and this and that.
Why is it entertaining? Why can't the other way be entertaining?
I'm just saying, like, it's a movie and...
This is my whole point. But you're acting as if, or maybe you're not aware, that movies are always injecting
No, I know that.
information into culture subconsciously. Right?
Yeah.
So why can't it be the other way, where it's actually positive injection? You know, I guess it can be, and there's plenty of movies that do that.
Yeah.
This movie did not do that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just so annoyed with it. I could have shut it off like halfway through, because I'm like, okay, that's great. It's a very stereotypical movie.
That's
like
what
it's
it
like,
is. It's very
okay,
stereotypical.
like you already know what
so
the fuck's gonna
kind of
happen.
Like,
It's
yeah,
like,
that's what it is.
Go
It
different.
was just
Do something different.
That's where I like. There was a scene in it. Spoilers, but there was a scene in it where like she's at the spa with his mom, with Jonah's mom, and then she was waiting and the lady was on the phone, and this other white lady comes in, looks at the other lady, and then just walks right in.
Yeah.
So she took it as like, oh, you're not speaking to us or taking us
because I'm with the
because
black
I'm
girl.
with the black girl.
Right.
Meanwhile, the lady worked there.
Right.
And then she goes to Lauren London, right? And she goes to her and she's like, did you just see that? I am so sorry that this happened to you. And da-da-da-da. And Lauren London's like, what are you talking about? Like, blah, blah. Like, just that whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just like.
And then you watch it, and then like somebody that actually does feel like that, or and is like, I don't know. What would you? All right, we gotta. So there's the mom, the Jewish mom, and then the fiance, the black fiance in this scenario, right? And was she offended by that in that scene? I don't remember.
No, that's what I'm saying. She was just basically like, like just kind of like, okay, we're just waiting. No, she didn't care. And so that was the thing, is that the mom made it like a bigger deal than it really needed to be, when mind you, the lady worked there and then came, right. So like, I wouldn't have even jumped on it like that. Like, that's not even where my mind would have went.
Right.
Until
it got,
if
like,
I
it was
noticed,
a long time.
if I noticed that she didn't work there and she was just actually going into like, then I'd be like, hello, like,
yeah. But it would be like, whatever, really. It just, I mean, I don't know. I just never go there. Because you don't even know.
I would just never go there anymore.
Yeah, because you don't even know the girl that's working there that's on the phone. She could be like, her boss could be yelling at her or some shit, and she's got like other things going on. She may not be focusing on it, and it just so happens that scenario happens. And you don't know that until you have the conversation with them, So it's like, wouldn't even go there. My mind does not go there. My mind never goes there. My mind didn't even ever go there until we fucking met. Really.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, never.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee people were racist towards me all the fucking time. And I literally didn't even see it, and it didn't affect my fucking life.
I'm not sure though if it's like, I still think about whether there's like, I feel like there's pros and cons to that though.
Well, as long as there's, I don't know, this is my opinion. Like, I have an awareness that it's happening in the world, and to whatever extent, and how it's happening and stuff, and having these conversations, having a podcast, talking about this shit, I can still go fucking live my life out in the world, but I live my life as if like there is no racism. And if there is, and I come face to face with it, then I deal with it then, but it's never blatant. And if somebody's not blatant about it, then they're insecure about how they actually feel anyways, and it doesn't fucking matter. And it's their own deal with their dad or their mom who's racist that taught them racism. It's got nothing to do with me. They could say whatever the fuck they want to me, right? So it's really got nothing to do with me. That's how I see it. And but if they are very blatant and they are coming up to me directly and getting in my face and saying racist things, well, then I have the discussion about it. It's been injected into my life directly, right? But if you're kind of like side saying shit or whatever, I'm like, you're just a little bitch then. Say it hardcore. If you're really fucking racist and you really fucking hate Asians or some shit, let's have the conversation.
I feel like there was this guy that was maybe like low-key racist at the birthday party that I went to yesterday. Like first of all, I'm the only person of color there, right? Well, besides
the
India, right?
Yeah.
So I'm the only dark-skinned person there. And so I'm talking, and like this one dad, just like, so he's wearing this like black and red like flannel, really tall, bald head.
And don't get too descriptive here.
I mean, no one knows who that sounds like so many fucking white people in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like,
anyway.
I mean, so I'm there, right? And he's just nonstop staring at me. But like, so I'm having a conversation with this one dad. I'm having a conversation with this one dad. And so we're talking, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like looking this way, and the guy but he's like grilling me. And then he has this cute baby who's like running around. Baby's probably like, I don't know, like 18 months or whatever, running around, right? And I'm like looking at the baby, and I'm like, oh, hi. And I'm trying to like look at him and be like, oh my God, your son's so cute, da, 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 right? Nothing. There's nothing. Like, he's literally.
Maybe he's deaf.
He's not deaf because he was having conversations with lots of people, so that I know. But like, he literally was not engaging in me. And I was like trying to just talk about how his son. And so after a while, I was like, something just doesn't feel right here. I just couldn't put my finger on it.
See, I wouldn't have even wasted any thought on that.
He definitely was like low key, and then just had to. Or anytime I walked by him or he had to walk by me, he was like, he just literally would not speak to me, like nothing, like would not even share like a. Oh my God, your son's so cute. Like, usually if I see someone's kid, right, and their parents there, and like, I'm like, look, oh my God, your son's so cute, right? Like, so cute. Tried to, nothing. Like, literally, like, no, he's this close to me, okay? Understand? It's not like, yeah, like, we're not like, right. We're standing right next to each other. Like, and then he kept staring at me the whole entire time. So I feel like that could be a moment. So I never was actually really, I grew up in like, right, like an all white neighborhood. So I think for a while I just like thought I was white, if anything. I think I just like we thought that I was like
similar.
I think I like really, my sister on the other hand didn't. She was very different. So I don't know why that happened to her and not me, like why we were so different in that way. But I honestly probably just thought that I was white, which I'm sure I did. And then I went to a boarding school and literally everybody's all white there. So I was just used to always being around white people. So and it wasn't until when did I start actually really like coming out of my oblivious bubble? I would say definitely in Florida, in maybe like Fort Lauderdale.
Jeez. So like you're like early 30s?
Yeah. Is when I really actually like came out of it and was kind of like, all right, let me like, because I felt like my obliviousness was not like, although it was protecting, I guess, me in a sense, because I was just walking around like, da, 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 like, and had no, at the same time, I don't know, I didn't feel good about it. I felt like as a younger teenager and as a younger kid, I felt like I was rejecting my race for so long because I didn't want to be dark skinned. I wanted to just fit in and be a part of like, that me being oblivious was just another sign of me rejecting my race. And I got to a point in my life where I just really became like really just proud and happy of just like my like ethnicity and my color and everything. And so it was at that point that I was like, okay, now I'm like, I'm out, like I'm here now, you know, like, and then that's kind of when I started seeing things like more like, and yeah, I mean, I still haven't, thank God I haven't had anything like, you know, too crazy happen to me, but I mean,
I think there is a balance between that because I guess there was probably a time in my life where I went through that as well. But it's like you can't. Do you want to go like hardcore like down that road? You know, or are you not paying attention?
sorry, this is just like, what happened with you. Asked me to ask.
Listen, from now on, there's no more phones in the podcast. There's no more phones on the podcast, and there's no more phones on dates.
Oh my God.
You've gotten really bad with it lately, I think. Calling you out right here. Because also like this is my 1 hour to actually have direct conversation because I deal with this shit all the fucking time where you don't listen to anything I fucking say.
Oh my God, man. You literally are on your phone going in spirals all damn day. Soul could be like, daddy, 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 daddy. And I have to be like, yes, she does. I have to be like, babe, she's talking to you because you're like, whoop. Anyway, go ahead.
That's not when we have a designated hour to fucking talk directly to each other and it's just me and you fucking talking. Like if I said, okay, at 1 o'clock, I'm going to talk to my daughter for an hour. I'm not going to have my fucking phone on. But if I'm doing something and she just runs over and is just like, blah, 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 then yeah, I might not fucking catch the first few things.
Make a podcast with your husband, they said. Do it. It'll be fun, they said.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that. I said we're doing it. And then you just showed up.
Oh my God, it'll make you guys so much closer, they said.
You know, I don't even know what the fuck I was saying.
Yeah, what were you saying?
Yeah, there's like a balance between, you know, because I went through a very similar thing. I grew up in a white neighborhood. My dad's white. My mom's full Korean, you know, like it was just all my friends were white. I just grew up like that, right? But yeah, it was probably same thing. Once I moved out of the state, you know, saw other cultures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I took it as like extreme, or not, I wouldn't even say extreme, like you did extreme, but it was like, it wasn't like a one day, oh my God, I realized this, and then all of a sudden I changed the way I was thinking. It was just like a kind of a gradual, like, oh yeah, I mean, I am Korean and I should embrace my
Yeah, I mean, mine was definitely
side.
gradual too. It wasn't like a day where I was like, oh, phew, you know, like, so, but I slowly got to that point. And then I think again, because when I was living in Florida, I was also living like, there was also like, I mean, when I first got there, it was West Palm Beach, which is West Palm Beach. And then I was living in Boynton Beach. I'm not saying that there's no, well, no, I am saying there's really no culture like in Boynton Beach, Florida, West Palm Beach, Florida. Like culture.
A lot of Florida is lacking in culture.
The only
Actually,
place
the
that
more
really
south you go, it's like
the
a
more
little bit more
yeah,
Latin,
you know, right.
Hispanic,
So when I moved further south and got to Fort Lauderdale downtown and Miami was really when I kind of started being like, okay, this is like now I'm how it was really primarily only one culture, which is really Hispanic culture, but that's my life, you know, like so.
But hold on, was it because like everything, like you go to the gas station or the grocery store, they're speaking Spanish to you?
I mean, it's everywhere. Right? I mean, yeah.
So it's like, was it because you were like immersed in it, or excuse me, or was it because like? You know,
I think also what started happening is that when I moved to Fort Lauderdale, I feel like is when I really also started like meeting lots of people from different like, you know, different races and different this and different that, and I also think though internally I also was changing, right? Like I knew that living this life that I was living when I was younger of like not really being completely 100% with just who I am and my color and everything wasn't like it didn't feel good. And I didn't want to like think like that or feel that way. So it was something also like purposeful that I really like, wanted to, because I wanted to get to a point where I'm like, oh my God, I love my skin. Now I fucking love my skin so much. I want to be darker, like I hate, right now I'm like, oh, I'm pale.
Me too.
Gross, Whereas before I was always like, no, I don't want to get so dark. I don't know. It's just kind of like, so now I just like embrace it so much. And
the immersing yourself, I think, definitely helps with becoming more aware, I think. Because, I was in Minnesota, and there's actually a lot of Asians out there. I was DJing out there, and like all the DJs are like Filipino or some shit like that. Just so happens to be. I didn't know this going out there, but and black, black DJs. There was a couple of white DJs. They were all right. There were some really good ones, but it was a good mix, But anyways, yeah, no, I think there's the balance is what I'm saying is there's some people that could probably go really deep and be like, all right, I have not embraced my culture in like 20 years, so like I really got to catch up and like join the Black Panthers or some shit,
that's like a bit, it's a bit much. But I mean, no, mine was just a matter of just like, it was really just had to do with me being okay in my own skin.
Yeah.
It didn't have to do with anything else. So as long as I was okay in my own skin and loved everything about me, my voice, my this, my that, just everything, then nothing else really. I didn't really have to.
But all right, so spinning back to the movie here, like, if imagine if back then there were some more movies that were kind of like showing people how to, like, if they encounter somebody that is like the mother who is just ignorant but like is well-meaning, like how to navigate that situation as opposed to just acting just like everybody else has been acting all of history of like, oh, fuck you, you're fucking racist. No, like, why don't we inject into movies and culture, music, or whatever, of ways to like communicate properly? Like, hey, oh, what did you really mean by that? Because I'm actually really interested. But it's like, how do you really inject curiosity? That's really what we're talking about here, right? It's like you have to be curious and want to like understand why people think a certain way as opposed to reacting,
right?
And I think there's a lot of reactiveness in American culture specifically, especially right now, right? But I'm sure it's been just that way for a long time because nothing has really changed. My point in what I'm saying is the movie. It just shows that it's the same. They're just still injecting the same shit. Like, they're not helping people expand their minds to think differently, alternative ways to like react to a situation. Yeah.
I really wanted Eddie Murphy to just be funnier too in his Eddie Murphy. Like,
yeah,
I was so excited because he was in it. Because anything he does, I like. But I was just like, I don't know. I get because he had to be. His character was just so like, And he tried to inject like that Eddie Murphy kind of thing. There was a scene in the car where he did it, blah, blah, and I was picking up on it, but I was like, I just love Eddie, and I'm not loving this right now.
They totally could have picked somebody else to play that role, I think.
I mean, Eddie Murphy is what like brings, I think, people to that movie, though.
Right,
like, I mean, Eddie Murphy, fuck, yeah, I'm watching it.
Right.
And Jonah Hill, Eddie Murphy, Jonah Hill. Like,
well, that's exactly why we watched it, right?
Absolutely, like the two together. Come on. Yeah. I did like the music in there. Like, I like how they edited the whole thing. I like how, like the graphics, like in certain
musical.
I liked it. It was dope.
Just can you pull your zipper down? Really annoying, hitting the table. Sorry.
I think some of Nipsey's songs. I think like Nipsey was in there, which I thought was cool. Because Lauren London was with Nipsey also.
Did not know that. Her husband. She's a decent actress. I
was actually pretty surprised. I didn't know that she was an actress. I only know her to be Nipsey's like. So I had actually no idea, and then I was pleasantly surprised.
I do.
And I will say one more thing. The two of them together, Jonah Hill and Lauren London, I will say, I also felt like they were like a real couple.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought that the chemistry was great.
I'm getting off the Instagram live
Mm.
just because I gotta look at something on my phone because I wrote it down. Da, 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 da. Oh man, I mean, this is like I can't even transition into this, but I thought about this today. Do you want me to just read it?
What's
It's got nothing to do with anything we're talking about,
okay?
and it could lead us down somewhere, or you could just be like, don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
So I'm listening to Joe Rogan and
Kill Tony. Yeah, that's
no, but that's a great show, by the way.
Kill Tony, great show. Great podcast / show. If
It's on
you guys,
YouTube. It's free.
It's on YouTube. It's free. If you haven't watched it, and if you're really into comedy,
Oh man,
watch Kill Tony.
Kill Tony's amazing.
It's the shit.
No, I was listening to Joe Rogan and Jordan Peterson today, and I don't know, Jordan Peterson said something and then made my mind go, and I had to write this down.
Who is Jordan Peterson?
You don't know Jordan Peterson? You do know Jordan Peterson. You've heard him before.
I don't know like who he is in the world. Like, what does the guy do?
He's a psychiatrist, but he's also a philosopher, and he gives speeches on, how he feels that society has maybe gone wrong,
Okay.
and it gets deep into the psychological
Got it.
reasons behind it all. So yeah, so I just came up with this theory, and he mentioned something along these lines, and it made sense. He said something, I forgot what he said, but it sparked this, and I said, any responsibilities that you don't take on about yourself will eventually be taken on by some sort of tyrannical entity. And now that's at like a high level, like governments and society and stuff like that. But that can also be brought down to a personal level. Like if you take, I guess this isn't super personal, but it's closer. Healthcare, right? If you just go to the doctors like once a year and the doctor says, "Oh, you're healthy, you're fine," you've given your responsibilities of your own health off to, I wouldn't call it a tyrannical entity, but it is an entity, the health care industry, that has been consumed by greed and finances and all this other shit, and it's got a lot less to do with your actual health, right? So what I'm trying to say is any kind of responsibilities that innately anybody needs to do for themselves, take care of their health, take care of their mental well-being, take care of whatever their kids even. If you're not fully committed to all these things within yourself, something else outside of your control will be doing it. It just doesn't just like go to the side and nobody takes care of anything. Nobody does anything. It gets picked up by outside entities, and you lose control of yourself. You get what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, simplify what I'm trying to say. You're good at that.
I feel like, so yes, I agree, but I also feel like so let's say specifically, right? Someone just like doesn't really, I don't know, isn't really proactive about like their medical stuff, right? Or their health or whatever. And they just kind of like let stuff go, or whatever may have you. They don't make a decision, And let's say 20 years goes by, right? And then all of a sudden 20 years later, now, like, I don't know, there's a new something in play, new bill, new law, new something that's like everyone who has this has to have, and it just so happens to now put this person in a situation where now they have to, but for some people, they could already be like dead by the time that even happens. Because I feel like that can happen on a long term.
Oh yeah, a lot of these do, because if you're already like willing to like relinquish your responsibilities onto some other entity that you either pay or they just like pick it up or whatever, then yes, most likely you're going to put that aside in your mind and not think about it until it directly comes back to you, which it will. it always does.
Right, but for some people it might not. They might like
won't.
die before it does. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, possibly,
Like the
but,
world
well,
may
they-
go on, and like time, and because change takes forever, things take forever, and they could be dead by the time it actually.
And
happens.
the only time that's fine, doesn't matter, is if that person doesn't have kids, because the kids will
Right.
end up taking on, whatever the fuck that is.
Right,
Whether it's financial responsibilities, health shit, cancers, all this other fucking shit. So, yeah, no, I just thought it was an interesting topic that maybe we could go a little deeper on, but it was pretty deep right off the rip.
Yeah.
But no, I just started thinking. I was like, yeah, I guess that's pretty true, right? Like, for all levels of things, anything that you have the control, you technically, if you were willing to have the control over your body, your mind, your children, whatever it is, and you are able to pay some other entity or something to take on that responsibility, then yeah, it's I just don't I think if the more responsibilities you're able to take on about yourself, within yourself, like whatever those things are, do it. It's like a lot. It's hard work sometimes, but it's worth it in the end because you are in control. You've made the decisions. You don't have any regrets, any of that stuff, at the end of the day.
Right.
The long run, like you're saying.
Yeah.
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 What else you got? All right, I'm happy with this podcast.
You're happy with this podcast? All right. He's rating the podcast like he always does. Give this one a rating.
Yeah. No, it's all good. And
Yeah, so I'm gonna be gone. I leave Wednesday.
are we gonna do one next week then while you're gone?
I don't know. It depends on my schedule and like what's going on.
Well, if you're not actually scheduling it out now, and even if we do, you're gonna be late.
Yeah, I most likely won't.
So lame.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry actually. I'm gonna be. You
know what? Maybe I'll have a guest host. Maybe I'll have David do it.
No, God no.
Why?
The two of you?
Why not?
No, that's not. We can't. You guys have your own podcast for that. Do not make Convenient Truth that.
Well, maybe I'll get somebody else.
No, just don't get anybody else.
We got to keep going here.
What are you talking about? You
Yeah.
act like
The
we
show
never
must
take
go on.
Yeah, it will go on when I get back.
The show must go on. So just because you go on vacation doesn't mean the show stops,
Well, we're the Keens. It's
Plus,
Convenient
I'll
Truth.
have so much time on my hands too. Like
You have so much time on your hands.
from after our daughter goes to bed until I go to bed, there is no more talking to you, hanging out, doing whatever. I could do whatever the fuck I want, which is gonna be all. Who knows?
Which is going to be really
we could have an
nothing.
addition put on this house by the time you get back. I don't know.
What's going to happen? I'm going to come back. There's definitely going to be an art piece made or something.
See,
something's
that's
going to
what
be moved around in some way, shape, or form. What's crazy is that you can do that shit when I'm here.
I know.
Because I don't mind you doing that stuff. Actually, I would love for you to do things like that.
Well, I'm trying to hold this relationship together while you're like off, like relinquishing your responsibilities of relationship onto others.
That's funny. Oh, man.
It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Like, so much.
It is. It's like, I mean, I was listening to Tom Bilyeu, Impact Theory, which is a great podcast, by the way. You guys should check it out. Well, they have this other spin-off. It's called Relationship Theory, where him and his wife talk.
Him and his
right?
wife, yeah.
And they were just like talking about, the balance between continuously evolving in your career and your passions and what you want to do individually and balancing a relationship. And they were talking about how they pretty much just only hang out on the weekends to that point.
Oh, wow.
Where like they work so much. They're so focused on their shit during the weekday, and they don't have any kids either. So this is like super efficiency, like crazy efficient. And then on the weekends, it's literally like there's like 2 hours on Saturday and Sunday, which they block off those specific times. But I think it sounded like they kind of changed that around a little bit, and now it's like an hour or like 3 times a night, a week or something.
Yeah,
like that.
because that's like, when the hell do you even?
But I mean, if you really think about it, like you and I, like we don't. It's well, I would say in total on an average daily basis, we might have like maybe an hour of like actual real conversation every day. You think?
Are you kidding? We have way more than that.
You think so?
I
On
talk
days
to
like you
every
work, or the
morning.
days I'm working.
See you every morning. We're having conversations. We talk.
Yeah, but that's like quick shit.
Then we have tons of conversations when Soul goes to bed. We talk a lot, and that's because I purposely and consciously have to hold myself back from watching a show. So I know that we talk a lot because I actually like it's a purposeful thing that I'm doing.
What would you do if you just didn't? If we there was no such thing as like internet and like cable, and you couldn't watch
Well, that would
TV?
be my life. It wouldn't even be like a weird thing because that's what it would just be.
So what do you mean?
I'm assuming everyone would be talking to each other all the time, doing activities, maybe just like, stuff. Or I might not be talking to you. Maybe I actually have a hobby, or maybe I get more into like, I don't know, an instrument or something. And then I'm just by myself doing that.
Which is fine. Yeah. I think they said something about like by the end of your lifetime, the average person has consumed like 7 years of TV. Video, audio, whatever.
First of all, we don't have TV in this house. It's first and foremost. And I
hold
don't watch.
Oh, what do you describe as TV?
Cable.
Okay. You understand that cable, you know where I'm going with this, right?
No, I know that. But to me, TV is cable. So we don't have cable.
It's the difference.
We have
internet, and you have Netflix and Hulu. It's the same shit.
And we just stream everything, basically, is what we do.
I like how you make it seem as though you're like so like trendy and like, oh, I'm not watching TV, but you're still doing the exact same thing that happens on TV. I also
want to be clear. There's no TV on during the day at all. People come to our house and they literally have to just like learn that there's no TV.
Yeah,
like, people
we actually
literally
have to talk.
I know. People do not even watch. They come to our house and they're like, all right, I guess
I never thought about
we
that,
do.
though.
We talk and we just like hang out on our phones and talk and have a few drinks. That's what people do when they come here. There's no TV. We don't watch. We don't have anything on. Whereas when I grew up, the TV was always on. I mean,
just in the background. Somebody like
always on in the background.
Yeah, people do that. Definitely, people do that. You walk into their house and it's like the first thing they do is turn the TV on.
Yeah, it's on in the background.
I'm like, I thought we came here to like hang out and talk, and then
we don't have any of that.
This fucking annoying thing is on in the background.
The entertainment, right.
It's like you don't even want. It's just background noise. Shut the fucking thing off.
Right.
But anyways, you watch TV.
I watch specific shows.
So don't people that have cable.
And I watch them after 7:30, 8 o'clock.
So don't people that have cable
and
TV.
Because I have a husband that wants to hang out with me all the time, I don't even really watch as much as I would. I mean, there's really nothing to watch right now anyway.
Maybe you need to change that mindset of like, it's not because I have a husband that wants to fucking hang out with me so much.
I think it's great that you want to hang out with me.
It's because I have a relationship, I'm married, and I want it to continue on in a healthy way. Change the words.
Yes.
Perspective.
That is why.
And if we cut off all TV series and movies and whatever, and maybe watch...
Joe, I can't talk to you all the time.
No. Hold on. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Right? Saying... Think of all, you even said it yourself, right? Like if that didn't exist, you might pick up some other hobby. You might start playing the drums or some shit like that.
I'll have other things.
These are things that you want to do. These are things, there are so many things that people in general want to do, but they say they have no time. Just shut the fucking TV off.
The thing about watching a show is that like I don't have to invest anything in that. And so after I get off of work and after we're done putting her to sleep and everything, and after I get out the shower, I don't want to invest in anything. The most I will invest in is my adult coloring book. Like, really.
You should want to invest in yourself in your relationship.
Oh, well, no. You act as though I don't do that. I do do that.
You do. But if you could do it, could do it more, if you could do it more, you're like, oh, this is enough. I'm doing just enough. This is the perfect amount.
I mean, honestly, though, I don't know. Like in terms of investing in I feel like I invest in our relationship quite a bit.
No, you do, and I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying if you were able to do more, would you, or do you feel as though what we're doing now is the precise amount that is perfect for building a relationship and everything is perfectly fine?
No, I mean, in like my head, what would be cool is like if I had like some energy at night, and then at night I could just like
I would love to do this podcast at night.
Put on like a record, and then just like have a drum set and go downstairs, and then I just like drum and just like teach myself again how to play the drums because I haven't played in so long, and like that's what I would do.
Yeah, well,
you threw my record player away.
Because it was a piece of shit.
It wasn't a piece of shit.
Get another one. We could get another one. Actually, I have two of them sitting right there that are fucking 1,000 times better.
Well, I love records.
I have record players. They're literally right.
Stripped that from me.
Like 10 feet away from us right now.
You wanted to throw my records away.
I didn't want you to throw your records away. I just wanted to throw the record player away because it was this big chunky. It was like this like fucking stupid 1970s. It wasn't even like a real. It was like a bootleg 1970s.
It's a modern like 19. Yeah.
It was like a whole table. It took up so much fucking room and it looked so ugly. It was like orange.
It wasn't even that big. You're insane. It was really cool.
And also the time we did have it, that whole fucking year and a half or whatever, you never played it. You might have played it once, maybe. So that's why I went into the garbage.
Because you don't like any of the records that I have.
That's not true. Also, I wouldn't know because you never fucking played it, so I don't know what records you have.
Whatever. All right.
Anyways, yeah, the whole point is if you want to make things, if not you, but like in general, if anybody really wants more time and really wants to do things like what you just said is not some like intangible fucking dream of you like coming downstairs and playing fucking drums.
Well, the reason why
we literally do it fucking tomorrow.
I can't do that right now because we don't have a drum set. One, I've been asking for a drum set.
You can get that.
I've been asking for a drum set forever.
You could have just not gone to London or something, and bought fucking 5 drum sets.
I've been asking you for a drum set for Christmas, my birthday, something. Drum set.
You know who's got a drum set? Our fucking next door neighbor, who's was in a very famous band in Turkey.
Yeah, I want my own.
You gotta become friends with the neighbor because he's got like a studio over there and stuff. That's a whole other thing.
Why don't you just speak my love language and just buy me a drum set?
Yeah, that's a whole other thing too. With the drum set, it's like a drum. It's like loud as fuck. You gotta have a special place to play that, especially when we have a kid that's sleeping or whatever.
Be down here, and I would play it like during the day. Actually, is when I would really be playing it.
Yeah. And I've already talked to you about this. I'm not buying your drum set because if I buy it for you, it's just going to sit in the fucking corner. If you spend the money on it and you say this is something you're going to put the time into, it's still, even when you buy it, there's still a potentiality that it'll still sit in the fucking corner. But it's at least got a higher percentage of you actually like doing the activity if you purchase it.
You're so annoying. It's like, just buy me the fucking drum set. It's what I want. You ask me what I want, I tell you what on drum set, not going to do it. You ask me what I want, I say, I want a trainer to work out. You don't buy me that. You ask me,
same shit.
So it's like, don't ask me what I want anymore because you're not going to ever get it.
Well, if you weren't watching TV at night, maybe you'd figure out some other way to fucking, get the drums. You have time to think about it. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm like shitting on you. You don't like. I get it. Also, I give you a little leeway too because of the particular career you are in. It's like you invest a lot of energy and time and mental, quality thoughts into other people all the time, and I think your particular job does require a little bit of just checking out,
Yeah. It's heavy stuff. All right, let's wrap this up.
Yep. Okay.
Thanks everyone who's tuned in, who watched live, who's gonna watch this when it comes out. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, by the way, you can watch our videos on YouTube at Convenient Truth on YouTube and on Twitter. Literally, right as soon as we close this, it uploads to both of those platforms immediately. But then if you want like the edited, not even edited, it's just like the quality, sound quality is a little bit better or whatever on the podcast. And then, it's nice to listen to a podcast and just be doing other things. You don't have to watch. But if you have the time and you want to watch us, you can go on YouTube and Twitter any day after right now.
And check out Kill Tony. It's my new favorite show. I'm obsessed with it. Kill
Tony. I can't even explain it.
I can't explain it either. But we do need to watch an episode tonight.
Yeah. She was like waking me up last night. Hey, let's watch Kill Tony. I'm like, no, I'm going to bed. Okay.
All right, everyone. Bye.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.